Where I am sat right now was once a completely different place than what you see. Right now, there's a Celtic cross marking the First World War, the Second World War as well. These were the reset wars. And once upon a time, this place would be a place where villagers used to come and collect the water. This sacred water from a sacred well. A sacred spring would have been coming out multiple points at this exact location. And not just this location, but every village, every town, every city in the realm was built around the spring networks and the living waters. But the controllers did something so clever during the late 1800s and the reset wars of the early 1900s, when they designated all of the sacred springs and they redesignated them into the war memorials we see today, marked by Christian crosses, obelisks and Celtic crosses. And now, even though the energy can still feel potent, still feel sacred. I mean, Penwortham is the oldest parish of Lancashire. It's a sacred place. Multiple springs are in Penwortham, still flowing underneath the ground. Huge aquifers too, underneath our feet. But yet the controllers, they make us believe that we need them, that we need the tap water, the chemicals, the bottled water, the world's fastest growing industry likely. And once upon a time we didn't even need tap water or bottled water. We still don't need them. But yet there's a deep spiritual aspect to this. A spiritual aspect that goes just beyond finance. It goes beyond what a lot of people believe about water. Because water is not just something to keep us alive. It doesn't just quench our thirst. It goes so much deeper than that. Water is the bridge between the worlds. And once upon a time, like I keep saying, people used to come to these places, used to come to these sites. Where I am sat now, people used to gather and not just collect the water, they used to pray, they used to leave offerings, they used to truly connect because they knew that the water was the bridge between the seen and the unseen, the spirit and the matter, the ether and the physical world. They knew that there was no separation between them. And these were the sites where they actually practiced this deep knowledge. And this is what's been taken away. This is what's been stripped from society in a material world, a consuming world. When we just go and buy the water from the shop, not even thinking what it is. We just turn our taps on, not even knowing that what comes out of them is not even water. It's actually a different substance altogether as soon as you add a chemical to it. When the waters that used to come out of these sites, marked by these war memorials, with the living waters, the purest waters emerging from the earth's womb, Mother Earth's womb. To connect with these waters is to connect with original consciousness. The only way to cleanse the spirit, to cleanse the soul, and to actually go back to that original essence, the original earth, is to commune and to drink these waters, to pray with these waters. These waters are untouched by man-made layers, untouched by man-made evils. They are the pure, they are the purest waters that all of the sacred texts speak of, that all of the ancients speak of, that all of the prophecies speak of. The waters are the way to heal, to truly heal the world, internal world and external. But the key is to open our hearts to truly commune with the essence of water. It does us no good if we treat the water as a commodity when the springs are reopened. That leaves us no better than where we are now. We can reopen the springs, but if our consciousness is still at the same level and our hearts are still closed and are not pure, then we're no better off. We have to make sure that we purify our bodies, we purify our souls, We purify our minds and we purify our hearts, so that whilst we are doing that, and whilst we are rebuilding the network, we're finding the ancient springs and we're releasing them. Because now they are safe. They're safe underneath the tarmac. Just like our internal waters are safe beyond our own illusions. But to get to the truth, we must awaken beyond the tarmac, beyond the illusion, beyond the tarmac that we have placed in our own bodies, the tarmac of illusion, the tarmac of safety. This tarmac represents safety. The waters are safe underneath. But once they're released, they're not safe anymore. They're open, they're vulnerable. But that means that because we need to generate a place where we can come purely from the heart and purely from the soul. But that means that once we do that, then the waters need not worry, because we are not going to manipulate them. We are not going to use them for evil purposes like that what happened in the past. And this is what the link is. We need the pure heart for when the waters awaken and reflow. It is the same with the waters in our bodies. At the moment they are stuck, they are stagnant. The energy is stagnant. We have placed a rock, a stone against our hearts. But when we take away that stone, we are vulnerable. But whilst that stone still stands, we're safe, but we're not free. But it's that freedom we crave, but therefore we have to be vulnerable. But with that vulnerability comes freedom. Over these last few years, I've been travelling around England, Wales, Europe. And I've documented these sites. This is proof. These crosses, these war memorials mark the waterways, they mark the springs, always 100% fact. This is proven, I have proven it. But it is not just these. The obelisks mark the waterways, the churches do, because the churches were using the water for a variety of purposes, electromagnetic purposes, spiritual purposes, maybe purposes we don't even know, because we're only just starting to rediscover the essence of water. But what we know is that the earth and the cities and towns that were built around these water networks. The cathedrals had water underneath them. So did the castles. Castles were surrounded by moats. These moats were redesignated into defense purposes, but there were other purposes involved. Water carries energy. Water carries current. Water carries memory. We have no idea just how much the ancient world revolved around water. We are only just starting to rediscover this. But when we search and when we open our eyes once more, we can see that water is the key to life and was the key to everybody's life in the ancient world. We see the temples, we see ancient waterways going through ancient abbeys. Every single ancient structure had springs going through them. Penwortham is not exactly a major city, but we've got St Anne's Spring documented, we've got St Teresa's, we've got St Mary's, and we've got many others that I believe were here, including the one that is not documented, but I know that this site was a spring. All of my senses tell me that this was a spring.
So, as many of you know, you've been conditioned to believe that God is a man sitting in the sky. And that's just not the way it is. God is in every spirit, in every leaf, in every cell. And it's more the indigenous way of thinking. Now, over these years, this church has
So just on the corner where the bus stop was. So just on the corner, Penwortham. Ian,